Yeah. No point starting it. Nope, we can't start it. It's leaking fuel. Why is it leaking fuel?
I don't know.
It's gotta be an O-ring problem. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today's the day that this thing might start. I'm joined here by Kev. And today we might be getting this thing to start. So it's super exciting, but there's so much that needs to get done to this car. I have my little to-do list here, so I don't forget anything, like putting oil in the car. We just want the car to start. So we're gonna be cutting some corners. There's some things that you don't necessarily need to do to get it to start. There are some things that you need to do to get it to like drive safely, like bleeding the brakes and this, that, and the other, which we haven't done in a long time, so we're gonna do that before we take this thing on the road. But for starters, we need to get the power steering pump on, since it's gonna be easier to do without the intercooler or radiator in. We have to connect all the coolant lines, the electrical lines, intake manifold, throttle body, intake itself. So there's still a good amount of things to do. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. Yes.
Yes.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and bend our power steering lines. When I took the engine out of the car, I kind of forgot to take the power steering pump off, so it straightened all of our lines. So I'm Harbor Freight got one of these doohickeys. It was like $9, and this should allow us to apply some good 90-degree bends and get the power steering pump lines appropriate so that it'll line up properly now. So the power steering pump is technically installed. Not well, but technically installed. Since I straightened up this pipe when I was removing it, it's still wrong. It's still messed up quite a bit, and it's not where it needs to be. But when I was trying to put it where it needs to be, it was making it very difficult to actually get the pump on. So I said, fuck the line. I installed the pump, and now I'm going to redo the lines to get it out of any way. Obviously, like the belt would go here, so it would run into that. So I'm gonna try and bend it back to a appropriate spot. But the pump is technically on, as long as the belt obviously runs. So I guess I have more work to do. More like Kev has more work to do. You got this, right?
Yeah.
All right.
It's in the engine.
It's all on you, man. You got this.
I got you.
All right.
It'll be running by the time you get back.
Did 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes. When I was installing the engine, if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It'll be somewhere. I broke our little connector back here to the heater core. Not something like super crazy if you don't care about heat, but I'm gonna go ahead and fix it because it's, in theory, pretty simple. I just went and bought about a foot of hose that would fit over the metal fitting here and also the fitting here. It's about, I think it's an inch ID, and I'm gonna cut it to size, and it slides right in with some hose clamps, and that should be it. It's like a stupid easy fix, costs like $3 maybe. So since I can do it and it's cheap, I'm going to do it. Otherwise, I probably would just like plugged it and not had heat in the car, but we're gonna have heat in our race car. So I don't think I shamelessly plugged that install video of the engine enough. All right, I did that by myself because no one wanted to help me.
We were all out of work.
No one wanted to help me. So if you want to know how to install an engine by yourself, engine and transmission at the same time, go watch that video. I did it all by myself because no one wanted to help.
We were all at work.
No one wanted to help. No excuses. You basically have to curl the engine. No biggie, right? All right, so this part I'm actually really excited for because this is a huge part that'll make it look like I actually did stuff. Pretty much everything up until now is like small things that needed to get done, but you wouldn't even be able to tell that, yeah, they got done, unless you knew what I was talking about. But this, I mean, it's gonna make a huge difference in how it looks, and you know, it's important. I can't find the new gaskets that I got for this, but these gaskets should be okay. And I'm gonna say they're okay because I don't feel like looking for them anymore. I suppose also if you're a good mechanic, you would probably go ahead and clean this stuff up. Note how I said a good mechanic and not me. Where the hell is this plug in at? A1 passenger side of intake manifold. Hey, look at that. That's what happens when you label shit. That's a problem because I don't see any electrical connections on here. Apparently I didn't label it well enough. If I put this right there, the EGR shit gets in my way. Which I'm thinking we remove the EGR shit. I don't even want it. It just causes problems. See, it's getting in my freaking way. Oh, I'm freaking retarded. It's not even the right fucking spot. Our EGR valve's messing us up over there. It's pushing the intake manifold in the wrong spot. Stupid. I'm gonna get rid of that.
Right, but you made it
I
fit?
was like, it's close enough. I was like, because the kit wasn't for this car. And it specifically said when I bought it that it wasn't going to fit this car. And I said, I'll make it fit. And so it left me doing some like questionable shit. I'm curious to see what will happen in the realm of oil.
Again, on the amount of questionable things that's been done to this engine. Like, anything can go wrong.
Anything will go wrong.
One less gasket is not gonna stop it from blowing up.
I mean, it'll have a leak, and I'll be getting a code for it, unless I turn it off. If I just turn off everything EGR related, problem solved. So we're making good progress. Starter, fuel, wire it up a little bit, then we'll get our spark, and in theory, it should turn over and start, barring that we have a good battery. But we'll see. I also forgot to put that on charge. I'll go do that now. Bing, bing. That's our plan. These fuel rails are like, I feel like they're ancient technology. I'm not very confident in this fuel rail's ability to like not spit fuel everywhere. Every time I like talk about how old this car is, I just keep adding a year. So in like 5 minutes, it'll be 4 years old. Man, where's this fuel pump go? So many questions. Or the fuel line. Why does it go up? Did I put this on backwards? No, I didn't, because this goes right here. Yeah, so that has to, yeah. You almost had me there. I almost thought I put it on backwards. Where the hell does this go? Right there? I think the wiring's gonna be pretty easy too. I think it's gonna be the hardest part of getting this whole today thing, but I think it's gonna be pretty easy since I did my due diligence and I labeled everything. And back then, when I took this thing out, I really didn't even know what half the shit was. But for something I didn't know what it was, I labeled it like A1 and then passenger side. So if I don't know what this is, it says passenger side, I'll look at the passenger side and I'll look for something else that matches A1. So that's why I think it's gonna be pretty freaking easy. But I've been wrong before. So all the electrical connections are done. The engine is starting to look like a functional engine again. I went ahead and did all the spark plug wires, went ahead and put the throttle body on. All the electrical connections are connected. Kev just finished up the starter as he crawls out from the pits of health. This thing is potentially ready to start right meow once I get the battery in. Potentially, it can start right now. We're not going to start it though. It's a bit late. We're gonna wait till tomorrow and we're gonna reconvene. Add some oil, of course, that's very important. And give her a start, see if she'll start. There's probably some other things that I missed, but I'm pretty sure everything was connected that needed to be connected. As of current, we're done for the night and we made tremendous progress. Even the belt's on, which the belt needs to be replaced because I was able to put it on by hand. It's the next day now and we're making progress. Kev's underneath the car, doing Kev things, connecting our shifter so we can make sure the car's in neutral. Slight problem with our O2 sensors though, as I was going through and connecting everything, came into a little problem here. The previous owner, I guess, does not know how to do electrical work. If this looks like crap. Personally, I would never crimp something. I hate when people crimp. If you're gonna do it, you better do it right and like solder. So that's my opinion. But because it was such a poor piss job, I have to go back and try and fix it. But that's where we're at right now. Shifter in?
Yeah.
Shifter in. Lit? Maybe. Oh. What?
There's no way.
It just disconnected from the fuse box. Yeah. Whoa. But that's all right. I'll just turn the battery around. It'll fit. And then this whole other freaking problem. I thought we were there. I thought we had it. And then I thought we, could start the car in like 5 minutes. It's gonna take another freaking 30 minutes to fix this. All right, it's been many a moons since we've been anywhere remotely close to where we are now. We have made good progress. All the electrical is decent shape. About to put the last thing on, and we'll see if like the alarm goes off or something like that. It might, or just blows up. Fire.
Oh. What was that?
That was the windows. Let's start the car.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Me too.
What do you think's gonna happen?
It might just not crank.
I think it'll crank.
We'll see.
I think it'll crank, but I think we're gonna hear something we don't want to hear. Oh.
Uh-oh.
All right, what I'm gonna do first. I'm just procrastinating. No. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna unplug the coil pack so that we don't get any sparks, so that we can get the oil pump, getting oil to the whole engine. So we don't start it while it's dry up top. It's got assembly lube in there, so I'm not too concerned, but just being as cautious as I can. No fire yet?
No.
All right, so the fuel pump primed, that's good, but we didn't turn over the starter.
I think it's not clicking. Hold up.
What? Sound like fuel, right?
Yeah, it's not like you.
So the fuel pump definitely primed, which is, that's good. Means the fuel pump's working. But we didn't get any power to our starter, which means the connectors are probably on wrong. All right, we'll be back. We'll be back eventually, once we find our fuel issue and once we find out why the starter isn't starting. It has been about 3 days since we've touched the car and 2 days since we found out what needed to be replaced, and I got that part. Apparently, we were leaking fuel from our fuel rail pressure injector sensor. When I pulled it out, I messed with it a little bit. Didn't seem to work, so when I got a new one, upon receiving the new one, we determined that the old one doesn't have an O-ring anymore. No idea where it went, but it's not there. Hence why we were leaking. We got a new one here, literally slightly different. Well, considering it has an O-ring, the other one didn't. It's very different. We're gonna go ahead and plug this in. Hopefully, we shouldn't be leaking at all. I'm fairly certain that this was our only issue with the fuel system. Since the starter is now properly connected, we should be getting good power to the starter, and it should turn the flywheel, which turns the crank. We're so freaking close. I'm gonna install this real quick. 2 bolts, freaking 30 seconds, and then we're game. We're go time, right?
Said 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
30 seconds. Time it right now. Start. We gotta find the hole. All right. Any fuel?
Nope.
Okay, here we go. All right, so that's on.
Motherfucker.
How do you fuck this up? What? Cool. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Let's do it. All right, ready?
Yep. Shit.
Yo!
Ah.
Yo! What the? What the? It's like basically open headers right now, but that was so cool. Moment of truth, attempt 169. I have faith. All right, give her a go. Oh, that was so close. Give it a go.
That solved everything.
Give it a go.
Okay.
I'm fucking better! I'm better! I'm fucking better! Shut that thing off! I'm so good! There's no way! I'm just better! Oh my god! There's no fucking way! There's no way! There's no way! I just unplugged the mass airflow sensor and it worked just fine. That's literally all I did. I'm just better. I'm built different.
Okay.
It's the thing. I was like, I'm gonna stare at this sensor and be like, fuck it, let's unplug it. Like, duh, why not, right? And it just worked.
It took you a second. I realized that it worked like 2 seconds before you did, because you were just like.
I thought it was gonna shut off again. I was like, yeah, 5 seconds tops.
Okay, so now turn it on. Add a little bit of gas. Let's see if it rubs up.
Let's do it.
Ready?
Yep. Well, I told you she'd start, and she did. That is super cool. If you made it this far, thank you. I hope you're as excited about this thing starting as I am. I'm super stoked. It has met and exceeded my expectation. The engine sounds amazing. I still have a little bit more work to do to get this thing on the road, and to be able to move it on its own power. That's gonna be the next video. It'll come out relatively soon. It'll come out a lot sooner than this one did because a lot more work went into getting this one to work. But we just gotta do the radiator, the power steering, the drive shaft, you know, fill up all the fluids and stuff like that, and that's it. But again, I'm just so happy that it started with as little problems as it did, which our problems were some vacuum leaks and a bad sensor, unplugged sensor, and it works just fine, perfectly. That's awesome. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you want to. It's completely free. You can always change your mind later. So, but yeah, until next time, when this thing gets out of the garage on its own power, super exciting. I'll see you then. Deuces.